We are proud of who we are and what we do. We are a founding member of the Football League. We are 1884. We are positive, inspired and passionate. We are now. We are moving together. We are ambitious and driven. We are progress. We are change. We are prepared, honest and humble. We are the highs. We are the lows. We are the heartbeat of our community. We are the famous black and white. We are the dreams come true. We are the club of opportunity. We are the memories. We are the yet to come. We are Derby.
Complete faith in you lot as a group. The bench is significantly stronger than theirs and we'll make change when we have to. And I can't express it enough to you. You have to gas out, you have to be brave on set pieces, right? And I brought all them in the room, so I want you to look at them. Because they're the people that work hour upon hour upon hour trying to help you all the time. And they're the people that will be there at the end of it to congratulate you or to be sorrowful for you. But they're the people you're playing for. All the people on the fucking wing wall you're playing for. And you could achieve something great. You could. And all I ask is you give it your best. Give it your fucking best. If it ain't your day, fine, get off, I'll send one of the game changers on. It's absolutely fine. But you have to start off with the mentality that you're going out to win the football game. That you're playing fearless. And you have to accept the fact some things you do aren't going to be perfect. So you might not get the opportunity to hit the perfect shot, the perfect cross. You might lose the ball.
Hello and welcome to the preview show from RamsTV. After winning at Exeter on Tuesday night, Derby County are back home this afternoon. They're facing Stevenage, who visit Pride Park for the first time in their history. The first ever competitive meeting between the sides came back in October. Derby lost 3-1, Nathaniel Mendes-Lang getting their only goal on a disappointing afternoon. But was that a turning point? Maybe. Since that game, Derby have the best record in League One, 13 wins out of 18 games, losing just twice. That's put them in the hunt for automatic promotion with 14 games to go. We'll take a look at the table a little later in the show. You'll hear from Derby boss Paul Warne as well. But let's hear from the Rams squad. Callum Elder started in the win at Exeter on Tuesday night. He's happy to be fit and involved going into the run-in.
Yeah, it's great. To put a run of games together for any player is important, but to do it at such a crucial moment in the season for us. You know, we're going into the last 15 games of the season now, so we know what's on the line and sort of everyone's working towards what we've set out to achieve this season. I thought on Tuesday we were excellent. It was a great performance away from home. I thought we defended really well. We got our game plan out of possession spot on, and we showed three real moments of quality in transition to get 3 goals. So real pleasing win, especially for the fans that have made that long journey. And yeah, we don't look too far ahead. We take each game as it comes, and you know we know we've got another big one on Saturday.
Yeah, as you say, part of the team that won on Tuesday night. It looked like a fun night for you.
Yeah, it was good. You know, the fans came down in numbers, which is a credit to them. We knew that they would have long spells with the ball. It's the way they set up, the way they want to build from the back. But we thought if we got our shape out of possession correctly, that there was moments in transition that we could hurt them. So, and we showed that. You know, it was an excellent pitch, I thought, in fairness. We were able to move the ball quick, and we got the ball to our attacking players early in good areas, and they posed a big threat on the night, and they showed with 3 excellent goals.
You look at this squad, there's a lot of promotion experience in there, yourself included. Take us back to your time at Wigan, to your time at Hull. What have you learned from those experiences?
Consistency at the right times, I'd say. Now with 15 games to go, it's about sort of creating a rhythm within your group of players every day in training, every weekend in the games, because they're so important. Every point is valuable. And I just think, especially that I've seen as sort of a common theme in the 3 sort of promotion challenges that I've had in my career, is about having a group of players that's galvanised at the right time to go and achieve success. So I really feel that in this dressing room, everyone's working hard, and we are also excited with what we've got in there, that we can produce what we want to achieve at the end of the season.
Looking ahead to Saturday, I mean, your home form's not been poor by any stretch, but it hasn't matched the away form. How important is it that you take things up another notch at Pride Park?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no getting away that we've dropped a couple of points, and we've had a couple of moments in key games this season that have seen us either lose or, lose 2 points right at the end of the game. So, yeah, of course it's important, but I think no matter at this stage of the season, whether away or we're at home, we go into every game looking to win. Saturday will be no different. And, we're excited at the challenge that we face on Saturday.
Callum Elder there, who Paul Warne revealed on Thursday, is a doubt going into today's game. Quite a few injury headaches for the Derby boss at the moment. And he's facing someone today that he knows very well in Stevenage boss Steve Evans. Warne worked as Rotherham's fitness coach under Evans from April 2012 to September 2015. Evans led Rotherham to back-to-back promotions in that spell. Now with his 9th club, he's also won promotions from non-league with Boston United and Crawley Town. He's had spells at Leeds, Mansfield, Peterborough and Gillingham too. And after saving Stevenage from relegation 2 years ago, he led them to an unlikely promotion from League Two last season. And despite being tipped to struggle this season, he's got them in the hunt for promotion once again. And he's been rewarded for that good work with a new contract this week.
No, myself and the chairman have been chatting for a little while. Obviously, the chats got a little bit more intensive when the chairman received 2 or 3 approaches to take me away from the football club. Maybe in the last 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. And those conversations continued, and it just seemed a real good fit, hand in glove, call it what you like. We really enjoy each other's challenge every day, because believe me, if you work for Phil Wallace, as the staff behind the camera will tell me, it's never easy, it's challenging, but it's rewarding in the sense that when you do a good job, you never fail to be told, and when it's not happening so well at the last week, you never fail to be told. So there's a real commonality. We both want the football club to be successful. And it just seemed certainly an appropriate thing from my point of view. The chairman was keen to do it, and those conversations were never about terms, never about anything else other than we valued each other, so we wanted to do it.
Moving on to Derby, I mean, when they came to the Lamex earlier on this season, I was thought that was it for Paul Warne, the way the fans reacted afterwards, but it seems to have been a real turning point for them. Yeah,
he's a fighter, Warne, isn't he? He's something rubbed off on Warne when he worked for me for 4 years. He's a gifted manager. He's a gifted young man who works incredibly hard. He knows a player. He's been a player. I think he played once for me, and I told him he's get the boots in the cupboard. But he's a brilliant guy. He's a good manager. Listen, you start the season, the one manager under pressure. There's 2 managers under pressure at the start of the season. Paul Warne to get Derby promoted, Steve Evans to keep Stevenage in League One. That's not me dressing something up. That's where it was at the start of the season. I think both could happen, unless we go with Derby.
I mean, that performance earlier on this season down here was fantastic from you guys. Just need to try and reproduce something similar up there. Yeah, listen,
the one thing we've produced is our away form, as you've wrote many times in recent times, is our away form has been exceptional. I think we're in the top 2 or 3 teams away from home. We've let our standards slip at home in terms of results, not in terms of performances. Because I could sit here in front of any Stevenage supporter or any football supporter in the country, in absolutely stand before our performance against Reading. We know what the score's like and should finish, but it's football, happens. I know what should happen at Port Vale. We know about decisions that go against us in both those games, big decisions. I've got less concerns about the decision that goes against us against Bristol Rovers. You have to give credit to Matty Taylor for suddenly getting these boys moving and flowing, and the boy Evans produced a absolute scintillating last half hour. But he should have been in the showers. That's reality. He's the second yellow. So we're not going to cringe about that. We're not going to cringe about what happened against Reading with the 2 penalties. We're not going to cringe about the penalty going against Gilbert. But when we go to Derby, for example, we just need a fair crack, don't we? We don't need big things to go against us because the 27,000 or 28,000 Derby fans get some decision. And they're going to try, because I've been there with teams and they are an absolute vocal, brilliant home support. So we need I don't know who the referee is, I've not even looked. He has to have a strong one in place.
The mind games in full swing from Steve Evans there. Let's hear from Paul Warne then, who, after the impact of January signing Ibu Adams on the side, has been talking about how important personality and character are to his squad.
Obviously, they've got to be able to play, that's first and foremost, but there's loads of people who can play, but they've got to have the proper personality on and off the pitch, and they've got to understand that football is a team sport, not an individual sport, which everyone agrees with you when you sign them and then they come in and you're like, I'm not so sure. So there's certain, you only see people's real character in difficulties, not in great times. Like, you know, in great times when you win every week, you think everyone's great. However, when they've been pulled out of the team or you're telling them you drop them, you see who they really are. And, you know, some you are really impressed with and some you're not. Like we talked about one of our players before. We had a player at my previous club that we took off at half-time, which normally goes down horrifically with footballers. Their ego's been damaged, they, you know, feel let down, they know they haven't played well, so they're in a little bit like if you get a cat in a corner, they're going to come out fighting sometimes. We dropped a player once at half-time, and at the end of the team talk at half-time, he stood up and said, come on lads, we've got this, shook everybody's hand when they left the dressing room, and we walked out as coaches, went, what a kid he is. And he then went to get straight back in the team and played every single game for the rest of the season. Whereas you go the other way, and I've had players that have took their shin pads off and thrown their boots against the wall who never played again. So you can sort of see characters of players in bad times. It's a better reflection, sorry. So at the moment I'm seeing Ebbs in his best light. He looks amazing, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him. He's did loads of characters. Things about him, spoke to different managers about him, different players about him, and I just know that what sort of player he is. I do know also that he'd be devastated if he got dropped, but I know that he'd respect the decision, but possibly not agree with it.
Back home on Saturday, what sort of challenge will Stevenage pose?
Well, Stevenage have been outstanding all season, done really well away from home as well. Always play to the last whistle, get late goals, desperate for success, as we all are, by the way. I'm not saying it like that. But they're a little bit of a wounded animal as well. They've been like, I think a few years ago, I remember a season, ironically, when Shrewsbury were up there and everyone's going, oh, they'll fall away then, they'll fall away. And they never did. They, you know, got through to Wembley. And I think people outside of football were thinking, I can't see Stevenage being up there in March, April, May. And I can, obviously, because of my relationship. So I know that, you know, the last 3 games, the results haven't gone the way they wanted, although we're only talking about goal differences. So you're talking about one moment in a game. It's not representative of the performance. So I know it'll be a really tough game. I know they have really good footballing midfielders who can play and a real goal threat. So I know how tough it will be, and, you know, they'll relish the chance of coming here and trying to get themselves back in winning ways. So it will be, as I say, about every single game. It will be a different, completely different game, possibly to the one at Exeter, but one we'll have to, you know, meet.
You have 8 home games to go. How important is it that everyone makes sure Pride Park is, to use the cliche, a fortress between now and the end of the season? Yeah,
it'd be great. I mean, in fairness, away fans are outstanding, and to have success, you need to be good at home and good away, obviously. And if we are to be successful, like everybody who turns up at the game on a Saturday or Tuesday night plays a part. I've said this for years, and fans get bored of it. But like if the team are successful and you enjoy the season, like everybody's played a part. You've played a part. Joker here's played a part. Like everyone, all the fans who turn up, all the players, all the staff you don't see, all the hard work, all the commercial team, like everyone plays a part, and that's what makes football so, like, you know, collective, really. That this is a massive force, and I know what it's like when we go to other grounds and you feel like their whole club is in one unification. It's hard. You feel like you're competing against the 11, but you're competing against the person who rings the bell or whatever the case may be. So for Pride Park to be bouncing is great, and hopefully we can put a level of performance on that pleases people, that makes them vocal, that makes it feel amazing for the players. I know, because I played, that when people are cheering you and applauding you, you just feel bulletproof. You don't feel like you need any air. You don't feel any fatigue. You don't feel any lack of confidence. And the other side is when if you play away from home and you've got no away fans, for example, and things aren't going well, you sort of go in the mindset of like, well, it's not really our day, is it? Everyone's for the opposition. So fans, including, you know, singing, cheering, and I know it's the players' performance that makes that happen. I'm not stupid, but hopefully that we can have performances till the end of the season that, you know, everybody who turns up, apart from the away fans obviously, really enjoy it, because the lads have been a ledge.
There is Derby boss Paul Warne. The top three in League One all at home today. Leaders Portsmouth host Reading, while third place Bolton welcome Charlton, also struggling. Fifth place Peterborough are at home as well. Blackpool the visitors there. Barnsley travel to Fleetwood. Oxford go to Wickham. Portsmouth's lead stands at 6 points, with Bolton a point behind the Rams. Bolton have games in hand on everyone else in the top 7. Stevenage start the day 2 points outside the playoff places. They not in great form at the moment, winless in 3. Darren Moore takes charge of Port Vale for the first time today, trying to get them out of the relegation zone. Cheltenham are within 3 points of safety now too. Charlton and Shrewsbury are above the dotted line, but have played more games than the rest. So it's another crucial day in League One, and RamsTV will bring you Derby County against Stevenage. For overseas viewers, get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. Matchday Live with you from 2:30. Goodbye.